Good morning. Good morning. It is August 17th, 2023. Uh, it is 7:30 in the morning. Uh, I get emotional. Uh, Morning hours can make me emotional because I've been through a lot of mornings where there was nothing certain. There was nothing I could count on. But this is a really interesting weather day. Oh heck! I'm gonna drop both windows. The weather conditions right now. It's about 7:30 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, Coatesville Airport. I mean, I shoot here all the time. An amazing crop of soybeans is coming in, but right now there's so much fog in this one spot where the airport is, and I remember the airport manager telling me about this. Sorry, I, I get emotional thinking about things. I got some really crazy stuff coming up, but it should be crazy good. I hope I'm gonna enjoy some of the fruits of my labor for the next year. Anyway, because I'm moving. Anyway, but back to the weather conditions here. The sun is like poking through the. I don't know if you can see the sun here. I'm hoping that you can see it, but it's like it's like a room light. You know, I mean, I can look straight into the sun pretty much, but it's all this fog. But see how the crop of soybeans goes out and it creates a horizon. Well, that horizon is only about 200 yards away. I'd say 200 or 300 yards away, and all of that fog beyond there is right where the airport is. And there's a little tuft of bushes and trees there. You can see that's like right at the end of the runway there. But it's completely obscured. Would you want to take off at an uncontrolled airport in a 500-mile-an-hour jet on a runway where you can't see anything? So if you do take off in these conditions, and by the way, okay, that's looking to the east. Here is looking to the west, and there's still a lot of ground fog, but note there's no ceiling. Ceiling unlimited, visibility very limited because of the fog and the ground fog conditions. I, I am fascinated by these kinds of decisions that pilots have to make. Are you going to fly today? You got you got the Cessna Citation. You know, let's just say it's like 450 knot jet. You got it. It rotates at around 130 knots. I'm going to say. Okay, when you're going down a runway at 130 knots where you can't see the runway, there could be a deer wandering across the runway because this is an uncontrolled airport, right? So, you know, you can get the airport staff to go out there in their inspection vehicle and they got the orange flashing light on top, and you can say, listen, I want you to go up and down the runway and then sit on the side of the runway while on my takeoff roll, and if you see anything on that runway that wasn't there when you just inspected it, you gotta holler at me and tell me to abort, okay? Because the most dangerous part of this flight, I don't know what the conditions are where they're going, but between here and getting up to about 4,000 feet, which for a citation takes maybe, you know, minute and a half, something like that, maybe 2 minutes at 4,000 feet, you got clear sailing at 4,000 feet, but there's no visibility on the ground. And this is, boy, this is where some really bad accidents have happened. The main one was at TN Tenerife, you know, where the two 747s collided. I think there was limited visibility on that one. That was just pure pilot error, though. You know, you don't roll on any airplane. You don't roll without having a good level of confidence that the runway is clear. The Concorde, horrible Concorde accident in France. You know, there was debris on the runway. The previous airplane lost something off a cowling or something like that and was sitting on the runway, and then the Concorde rolls over it. It splinters, it shreds one of the tires on the Concorde, and the debris from that shredded tire wheel goes up and hits the wing, penetrates the fuel tank, and then catches on fire. And as soon as you see a fire like that, here's one thing I don't understand about airplanes. I've heard more than one account now where on a 737 too. It happened in Ireland, and then it happened in Hawaii. 737 takes off and it loses an engine. The pilots cannot figure out which engine they lost. Are you serious? You know how ludicrous that sounds. I mean, see, I go from crying to laughing, but my laughter is not really appropriate because there were people, well, the one in Ireland, it was a brand new airplane too. They lost an engine, and that can happen, but the odds of losing both engines are impossible. And so they kept on trying to use the bad engine, and they cut off the good engine, and they crashed short of the runway, and a number of people were killed, the pilot, you know. But the thing is, I mean, it should just be a light that blinks or something like that. It just tells you this engine's having problems. Instead, typically they send somebody like a stewardess or something back to look out a window. Come on, guys. Come on, Boeing. You can't tell the pilot, you know, which engine is bad without having somebody to look out the window? Why not have, like, these cameras they make now are so small, you can put a little camera right next to each engine from the fuselage and have it focused just on the engine, so the pilot should be able to pull up that picture and look at that engine anytime he wants, or she wants. There are a lot of good women pilots too, by the way, now. You know what? I just had this brilliant idea too, and I think I'm going to do it. It's a little bit chancy, and I'm getting more involved with like something that is work than I want to, but it occurred to me that I could offer as a service same thing I did for my daughter when she was in high school. At 15 years old, I got, you know, she was looking for a job, like a part-time job. And a lot of kids do at 15, you know. And the first place most women go to is the food industry, and I didn't want that for her. I don't mind if she goes there and that's where she wants to work and that's her decision, fine. But I wanted her to know that she has more options than that. And so what I did, I wrote up her resume, and yeah, it was her high school experience, but she did well in high school. She had good knowledge about software platforms, Microsoft Windows, Word, Excel, all that. At 15, and they should. I did a resume and a cover letter and mailed it to like 30 professional businesses like engineers, architects, and law firms within a 5-mile radius of her high school. So if she had to go to work after high school, you know, she could go straight from high school to the place of work and work, you know, till like whatever, 6 or 7 o'clock, 4 to 6 or 7. And then maybe on the weekends sometimes. And lo and behold, I got her a job in a patent attorney's office starting at $10 an hour, and she's 15. And let me tell you, the look on her face when she had her own money in her hand was just, it filled me with pride, you know. She doesn't like me anymore. She didn't even talk to me anymore, but that's another story, I guess. I don't know. I don't really like the story. Doesn't mean a whole lot to me anymore. But I did that for her, and she never worked in the food industry. She's been on a professional career trajectory ever since, and she is way at the top of her chosen profession now. So why not offer that to other high school students through the school? Wow. Of course, the parents have to be involved. I was thinking of trying it with Brie at the Wawa. We'll see. Anyway, so the visibility is, oh man, it's decreasing out in the west. Look, there was I could see the sky before, but now there's fog coming in from the west. I don't know which way is the wind. The wind must be coming from the west. There is no wind. The other day I had the camera on these soybean plants, and they were dancing and, you know, shaking and rocking and rolling in the wind. You know, the leaves were waving and jumping all over the place. Look at them now. There is no wind. There's fog. There's basically fog and humidity. Plants love that stuff, man. They love that stuff. So anyway, 6 weeks from today, I should be moving into my new place, and I might drop in some bank, but I've had it.
I'm dropping some bank. I've had it where I live. I am just so sick of this stinking lousy place. I'm just sick of it. And what put me over the top was this black guy who I thought I was friends with. He starts hitting me. He tries to shake me down for money, and I'm telling you, I am absolutely insulted by that. You know, I'm insulted by it. Anyway, that and a bunch of other crap about this place just makes it a horrible place to live. So I'm moving. More about that down the road. Anyway, Harvey wants to get out and he wants to practice his exotic dance moves. So I'm hoping that he can get a job dancing for the girly dogs, you know, and the girly dogs can put money in his harness. He's a good dancer, I tell you. Man. He's got moves that I don't have. He has moves that I have never had. Man, this guy can break dance. It's amazing. At 15 years old, this dog can break dance. Curly dogs love that too, man. He's shaking it, and he's in great shape, considering his age especially. But a lot of dogs get overweight and lazy and dumpy, and he is he is something. So anyway, yeah, I had that idea, and so what I would do is I'd go to the school first, make sure they understand the parents have to, have consent and they have to be involved. We'll see. I don't know. It sounds like more than what I want to do, but I would love to do that. It's something I would really feel good about doing. Anyway, so I don't see anything happening here. I can't even see the airport. Like, if there's strobes going off, I cannot see them, and the rotating beacon I can't see. So I would think this would be closed, unless they have a level 3 ILS system. I don't think they do. I'm pretty sure they don't. They've got a VASI, a visual approach slope indicator, and those are really good. Man, when I started using them when I was flying, I was like, this is great, because I don't have to worry about the glide slope. I don't have to worry about if I'm too high or too low. That tells you, you know, that tells you. So that's one thing you don't have to think too much about. Even with, the fog taking all this visibility away, I still like it here. I still feel like there's the hope of something better, like getting in an airplane and take off. But you cannot run from your problems, and you can't run from your past either. It's impossible. It's impossible. Well, I hope the fog clears in my life soon. Doesn't look promising. I mean, the worst that can happen for me would be a year goes by. It's this time next year, 2024, and I'm broke. And I am really in trouble then. Oh, I could be homeless. That's a possibility. Although my ex-wife is like continuing to tell me that I can move in with her. You have no idea how bizarre that is. You have no idea how bizarre that is. But I'm not going to just say, no, forget it, I'll never do it, because I keep my options open, I've done that in a bad way, too. Like when I should have ended an arrangement with Fatso, and I didn't, and I totally regret that now. It's really bad. A bad mistake of omission, and the omission was ending it, cutting it off clean and hard, and I didn't do it, and I regret it to my dying days. I regret it to the grave. Bad mistake. Anyway, you gotta live with your mistakes, you gotta live with your past. My past is littered with mistakes, but a couple of really good wins too, And that thing with my daughter was one of them. I feel like I'm responsible for her successful career. By the way, I got her started in high school. I make a good case for it. She doesn't care. She just doesn't care. Anyway, all right. So, have a great day, guys. The fog is gonna lift here, I think, as the day goes on. Man, it is setting in heavy from the west now. Visibility is maybe 100 yards, maybe 300 feet, maybe. 300 to 400 feet visibility, and then nothing. You can't see anything beyond that. But you look straight up in the sky and it's blue. So it's not CAVO, it's ceiling unlimited, not ceiling and visibility unlimited. It's CA, ceiling, or COO, ceiling unlimited, but definitely not visibility. It's remarkable, amazing weather condition. Not good for pilots where you're landing or taking off though. for sure. You need an alternate airport. If you're doing a cross country VFR to Chester County today, you can't land here. You can't. There's just no way. I can't even see the VASI lights. Man, they're high intensity too. So anyway, peace out, y'all. I hope things go well for you. I'm so discouraged by where I live, especially this one guy that's hitting me up for money, that tried to hit me up for money. It just, oh God, man, it hits a nerve. That, you know, how does he think? How does he reach the conclusion it's okay to try to shake me down for money? I'm not sure I even want to know that. Anyway, I gotta get Harvey out, and we gotta go practice his chip and dog dancing. And I hope there's a good dance move in your repertoire as well. It can be in your mind, even, you know, without, if you're physically disabled or something, you could be in your mind. Hey, that'd be a good dance move. Yeah, try that and work things out. Peace out, y'all.